People who buy Tennant equipment expect a lot from their machines. Not only should it perform well the day you get it, but for a long time thereafter. Continued peak machine performance depends upon how you care for the machine. It's important to maintain proper oil and fluid levels. Make the necessary adjustments when they are needed. Regularly inspect and change normal wear items, and operate the machine properly. If you do, you'll get greater life out of the machine and be happier with its performance. In order to keep your machine in peak scrubbing condition, it's important to perform a few quick checks before starting the unit. In addition, you should understand the operation of the machine and check a few items when you're finished scrubbing so it's ready for use the next day. In Part 1 of this program, we'll discuss the proper care and operation of Tennant equipment. First, you should understand how the Tennant Model 528 works. On a standard model, the scrubbing solution flows from the tank to the distribution tube and is applied to the floor. The brushes agitate the solution and throw debris into the hopper. The water is captured in the squeegees or debris trough and returned to the vacuum hoses in the debris trough at the rear squeegee. A machine equipped with an optional solution recycling system, referred to as an SRS, filters the recovered water through the laminar flow filter and solution outlet filter, then pumps it through the spray nozzle. A detergent pump is also used to supply fresh detergent continuously. Now let's prepare to operate the Model 528. First, open the engine compartment and search for loose fittings, leaks, or obstructions. Pull the oil dipstick out and check the oil level. If it is at or below the low mark, add enough oil to reach the full mark. Be sure to use the proper SAE grade of oil for your application. Next, check the coolant level. The cooling fins on the radiator and the hydraulic cooler should be cleaned thoroughly. Check the brake fluid. While you're in the engine compartment, check the condition of the V-belt and hoses and the air cleaner system. First, the air filter service indicator signals when to clean or replace the air filter element. And finally, remove the dust cap, rubber boot, and clean the cover. When replacing, be sure the arrows are pointed up. Next, check the hydraulic fluid level by removing the breather cap on the hydraulic tank. Then move on to the brushes located behind the access door. Care should be taken so wire, string, rope, and other banding material is not wrapped around them. They should be removed and rotated front to rear every 50 hours to ensure even wear, longer brush life, and maximum scrubbing performance. After inspecting the brush, check the squeegee for wear or tears. Good water pickup depends upon their condition. And finally, after the machine has been started, check the fuel level gauge. If you have a diesel Model 528, it is important not to run out of fuel or you'll have to bleed the system. Now let's review the pre-scrubbing checklist. First, look around the engine compartment. Check the oil, cooling system, hydraulic brake fluid, and hydraulic fluid levels. Next, check the squeegees, the brushes, and finally the fuel level. With these tasks completed, you're ready to prepare the machine for scrubbing. To prepare the standard machine, you simply add water and detergent to the solution tank. The SRS models have the detergent added separately to an external detergent tank. If you haven't used the machine before, here's a quick familiarization you'll find handy. First, there is an ignition switch that works like a car. Next, you'll find a 3-position throttle switch, idle, start, and full. On the diesel machine, the throttle control is located in front of the operator. The diesel preheat push button is also located in this area. The engine choke, which is used for cold starts. The solution control lever, which is used to control the solution flow to the main brushes. The optional side brush solution control lever is used to control the solution to the side brushes. The SRS lamp lights when the SRS pump is working. With an SRS option, the machine would have a cleaning solution flow switch. 0 position is off, number 1 position is low, and the number 2 position is high. The cleaning solution controls the position of the squeegee and turns on the main scrubbing brush. This switch has 3 positions: the squeegee down and brushes on, the squeegee up and brushes on, and the optional vacuum wand. Note, the main scrub brushes will not operate if the cleaning switch is in the middle position. The scrub head switch controls the position of the scrub head. To lower the scrub head, place the switch in the top position. To raise and lock the scrub head, press the bottom of the switch and hold it for 3 to 4 seconds to raise the head fully, and it will automatically lock. The side brush switch controls the side brush. To lower and start the side brush, place the switch in the top position. To raise and turn off the side brush, place the switch in the bottom position. Note, the side brush will not work if the scrub head is in the raised position. Your machine may also be equipped with the optional lamp switches for the hazard lamp, headlights, taillights, and other accessories. Next, a recovery tank warning light as a pre-warning that the vacuum will be automatically shut off. A solution tank warning light, and a scrub solution light that monitors scrub solution. Then come the engine gauges, an hour meter that monitors the time on the engine. The voltage meter, which indicates alternator output. The fuel gauge indicating how much fuel is left in the fuel tank. The water temperature gauge indicating coolant temperature. And finally, the oil pressure gauge. On the floor, you'll find the brake pedal used to stop the machine and the directional control pedal. This pedal controls direction and speed. Press on the toe and you'll move forward. Press on the heel and you'll move in reverse. The parking brake should be engaged each time you leave the machine. Check the operator's handbook for detailed explanations on other variations in the 528 models. If you have never operated a Tennant scrubber before, spend just a couple of minutes familiarizing yourself with these controls. While Tennant scrubbers are basically simple machines to operate, let's describe the procedure so you completely understand. Sitting in the driver's seat is the first step. Be sure the parking brake is set, the speed and directional pedal is neutral, and all controls are set to the off position. Then pull out the choke. The Model 528 LP and 528 Diesel are a little different. Model 528 LP has no choke, just started with the throttle switch in the start position. If you have a Model 528 Diesel, first check the fuel level. If there is plenty, go ahead. With the throttle set and the choke on, turn the ignition switch to start until the engine fires. On all machines with a choke, slowly return the choke knob to its off position once the machine is started. If the engine fails to start within 15 seconds, rest the starter and try again. Never run the starter for more than 15 seconds. You may damage it. With the throttle switch in the run position, first check the pattern of the scrubbing brush. Find a spot on the floor upon which you won't mind leaving a mark. Lower the scrub head by placing the scrub head switch and the cleaning switch in the top position. Let it run for 20 to 30 seconds. Raise the scrub head and drive forward. You'll leave a polish mark on the floor. If adjusted properly, the mark will be 2 inches wide from end to end. If not, increase or decrease the pattern by using the knob located on the scrub head. First, loosen the lock, then turn the adjusting knob clockwise to raise the brush or counterclockwise to lower it. Once the proper pattern is established, you're ready to scrub. The machine's speed and direction of travel are determined by a single foot pedal. The further you push down on the toe, the faster you go forward. The more you push on the heel, the faster you go in reverse. If you're new to Tennant scrubbers, spend a few minutes scrubbing with the machine in an open area. It will take only a few minutes to get used to it, and you'll find it tremendous maneuverability, a great aid in scrubbing congested areas. Once you started scrubbing, how fast should you go? Well, that depends on the amount of soilage you have to scrub and the congestion in the area you are maintaining. In general, you should scrub more slowly inside than out. No faster than a man can walk when inside, and a little faster when outside, about 4 miles per hour. If you encounter a large piece of debris, just pick it up by hand and dispose of it in the closest appropriate container. For most scrubbing chores, your Tennant machine will do an admirable job of scrubbing. When turning the corner or completing your scrubbing, turn the water off 15 to 20 feet earlier so that there is no trailing or puddling of water. The brushes will still carry enough water to continue to clean the floor. To clean an extremely heavy buildup of soilage, double scrubbing can be done by making 2 passes over the area to be clean. To double scrub, make a single pass over the surface, being cleaned with the cleaning switch in the bottom squeegee up position. This dispenses solution and allows both brushes to rotate with the rear squeegee up. Allow the solution to soak on the floor for 15 to 20 minutes, and then make a second scrubbing pass in the normal manner with the cleaning switch in the top squeegee down position. Once you've completed your scrubbing or the recovery tank becomes full, it's time to drain the tank. First, turn the water off 15 to 20 feet before stopping the machine, then drive to an appropriate area. Hold the scrub head switch in the head up position for 3 to 4 seconds. Place the side brush switch in the up and off position. On gasoline and LPG powered machines, place the throttle switch in the middle or idle position. On diesel powered machines, pull the throttle knob all the way out. Engage the parking brake. Open the access door and drain hose. Then turn the key off, raise the scrub head cover, and clean the debris trough and debris screen. After the recovery tank hose is completely drained, open the recovery and solution tank doors and remove the sludge from the bottom of the tanks. Also be sure the floating guides and screen are free from dirt and debris that may cause the float ball to stick. On SRS models, the laminar flow filters and solution tank screens must also be thoroughly cleaned to allow water to pass through. At this time, the squeegee condition should be re-inspected. And finally, inspect the vacuum hoses for cracks, leaks, and clogged debris, and reassemble the scrubber. After you have cleaned the debris trough and recovery tanks, return the scrubber to its parking place. Be sure to set the parking brake. Place the engine throttle in the idle position. On a diesel model 528, you will have to pull the throttle knob all the way out to turn the engine off. Finally, turn off the ignition switch. If you have an LP machine, be sure to shut off the LP tank. Once again, here are the items you should inspect on a regular basis. Engine oil level, cooling fins or radiator fins, hydraulic oil level, the squeegees, brake fluid, and conditions of the brushes. If any of the components are worn, replacement may be necessary. It's easy to order new ones through your Tennant representative or by sending a purchase order to our office. You'll find the address in the video cassette label. Other checks you should perform regularly include the containment flap located on the side squeegee assembly, V-belts, casters, air cleaners, spark plugs, and more. Performance packages are readily available for most Tennant machines. Just ask your Tennant representative for a performance kit for your machine or order it directly from the factory. Performing these simple checks and following the proper operating procedures for your Model 528 will ensure you have a scrubber that performs in top condition throughout its useful life. You'll find it scrubs better, has fewer maintenance problems, and effectively enhances your work environment. And we're sure you'll be happy with your machine for a long time.